Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, before we proceed any further, big shout out to my channel sponsor, Fighting Mad, the pound for pound kings of boxing apparel. If you like the Sergey Kovalev shirt you see to my right, you can find that exact shirt and many more just like it by going on the Fighting Mad website. The link will be right over here. Okay, now we got my dad here.
How you guys doing?
Shout out to the Charlotte Hornets. You know, that's my team. Shout out to the Hornets, overachieving. But Sergey Kovalev, that's why I got the Sergey Kovalev shirt up there. He's pretty much coming out making some interesting claims, kind of validating some things we said that people said was crazy. You know, they said that you guys are conspiracy theorists, you guys are flat earthers. But Kovalev himself, he's saying that he took the Canelo fight for money and that it was impossible to win. This is me saying that. This isn't him saying that. This is Sergey the Crusher himself saying that it was impossible to win this fight against Canelo Alvarez.
Out of the horse's mouth.
Out of the horse's mouth, damn it. So we're going to get into what he said about the Canelo fight and just everything about that. He said, here's what he said. I quote, "Given the conditions, it was impossible to win. You are ignoramuses since you thought I could win. I climbed into this weight with torment and sleepless nights because it was a financially interesting offer." And that's pretty much all he said. So just dissecting that, I mean, damn, not only did Kovalev say that he took the fight for financial reasons, but he said you guys are ignorant. He basically he's calling anybody who thought he would win stupid for thinking he could win the fight. So before I get into it, let me ask you, what do you make of what Kovalev is saying?
I think basically what he's coming out to say that basically he was forced to go ahead and take the money, win or lose. He wasn't about to win against a cash cow boxing Canelo. When somebody comes out to me and comes out of his word in his mouth saying what he's saying out of the horse's mouth, it's telling me that he can't sleep because his conscience is not allowing him to sleep because of what he took the offer for and how he carried himself.
Yeah.
To me, I think it was very disrespectful for him to do that in boxing, and it's been a dishonor to the sports fan and the sport itself, regardless of your situation. That being said, I've done a lot of research on back in the day, back since 1923. There've been fights being thrown like what we're talking about right now, and this is the biggest one today. To this day, Canelo and Kovalev. And Kovalev coming out saying all this stuff, it just tells you right off the bat that it was actually thrown.
Yeah, so all you people that have been in my comment section these last couple of weeks, whenever I insinuate that the Kovalev fight was thrown or fixed, I want you to come in here now and account for yourself, because he's telling you right here. He's saying it was impossible to win, and he even goes as far as to call myself and anybody who thought he had a chance to win idiots, which. You know, I'm pretty pissed off about that. That's probably the one part of that scene that pisses me off, because like he's calling us ignorant. You know, because he fought Anthony Yarde in August, and he didn't have a whole lot of time to recover. You know, he didn't get proper time to recover. So
I think indirectly he's calling himself the big idiot, but he's not saying that if you're relying on us being the idiots when in reality he was the big idiot. By the way he's coming out and saying all this stuff now, indirectly, whatever, we all know what the real deal is.
The interesting part of that statement too, the latter part of it, he says, "I climbed into this weight with torment and sleepless nights," and he's talking about, because look, you gotta think, you gotta use your brain here, you gotta use your medulla oblongata for a second. Woo. Sergey Kovalev is a light heavyweight. He's a career light heavyweight. So what is he talking about? I climbed into this weight with torment and sleepless nights. He's talking about the rehydration clause. Mm-hmm. That's what he's talking about. What do you think?
I think is also this is like almost just like WWF. He knew before the fight
that there was a rehydration clause. This actually confirms that he knew there was a rehydration clause.
And what had to be done so the fight could be sold to make money off of it. But he also knew that he had in my opinion, he had to throw the fight. And I think a lot of times that was also another tournament within himself internally, that he's never been to a fight with any opponent that he's in a situation where he already knowingly knows he needs to lose and throw the fight.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where like I was reading people's comments on this on like in social media, and like a lot of people were saying like, yeah, this explains it, because how do you have arguably the best jab in all of boxing, and all of a sudden you forget how to throw that jab with any sort of conviction, any sort of power, any sort of ferocity? Mm-hmm. You know, it was funny because 1 minute he's the crusher against Anthony Yarde, and then in this fight against Canelo, he's pulling Malinaji. He's feather fisted. All of a sudden, he doesn't know how to punch with any sort of power. So
I mean, everybody said that. I mean, it's crazy, but yeah. So it is what it is. It's black and white. He's come out saying different things, indirectly saying that he had to do what he had to do. But that's telling me that he knew long before the fight that they already talked to him what the deal was before the fight actually happened. He just never came out and said it until after the fact. Cause
Yeah.
he had to honor his contract or whatever the BS was instead of coming out.
Plus, if you sign a contract, these contracts are legally binding. So I'm sure that Golden Boy put in somewhere in the contract that hey, you cannot come out and you can't talk about 3 hydration clauses. You can't say you can't speak badly about the fight. You have to literally go out there and you have to posture this fight as if it were a legitimate fight. But you know, the closer the fight got, the more and more illegitimate it became.
Yeah, I mean,
because you know you had Kovalev acting extra friendly in the build-up, taking pictures, taking selfies. Like could you imagine if Sergey Kovalev,
it's crazy,
before the first Andre Ward fight, would have taken selfies with Andre Ward?
Listen, let me that and the biggest thing is that really opened my eyes a lot is BT what you said before when he first came out and posting on his own webpage.
Yeah, and then like I made a video about that. He comes up the day after the fight talking about posting a clip of himself getting knocked out. In fact, I'll put the video link for you right here if you haven't seen it. He literally put on his Instagram stories a clip of himself getting knocked out, and I've never seen a fighter do that. So a lot of fishy behavior from Kovalev. Then you had the rehydration clause that wasn't announced to the public until the day of the weigh-in.
And then this. And
then now this. Listen, if you can look at everything that's going on with this Kovalev Canelo fight, and if you can't say this, if you're telling me that this fight wasn't fixed, then you're probably a Canelo fanboy, or you're too naive. You're too naive of a person to read between the lines and see it for what it is. All right, Canelo Alvarez is a money-making machine for the sport of boxing. We know this because he's a money-making machine for the sport of boxing. They weren't about to let the Russian light heavyweight, you know, have a fair fight. Because let's have it right. Had he had a fair fight, I guarantee you, the outcome and the performance would have been a lot different.
And let's get it right. You gotta look at it. Canelo's moved up to 2 weight classes, where Kovalev's been dominating for years. And how can you explain to me that Canelo moving up 2 weight classes and Kovalev obviously having the upper hand because he didn't have to make no other changes?
Well, other than the rehydration clause,
not be able to knock this guy out and dominate him.
Yeah.
Because when I was seeing them, when I saw in that fight, they were playing paddleball.
What did you call it last night?
Patty cakes.
The patty cake fight. You call it the patty cake fight.
That's it.
Patty cake, bacon.
Because honestly, our realists will reality say, there's no way you're gonna tell me that Canelo dominated Kovalev. If the reality of it, that's what I'm saying. With the hydrogen, I understand that, but I'm saying.
I mean, the funny thing is, as tentatively as Kovalev boxed and you know whatnot, I still had him up before the knockout. Yeah. He was. So even when he was in patty cake mode, he was still outboxing Canelo.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like, I'm a big fan of that guy right there. I'm a huge Kovalev fan, but with the way he acted in the build-up, with him knowing all this, taking the fight, knowing all this, you know, with what he's saying now, he's basically saying in plain English, like, look, I threw the fight, and you guys were ignorant.
And I think
thought I could win. So it's on you.
Yeah.
So I've lost as big of a Kovalev fan as I am. I've lost a lot of respect for him.
I'm the same way. I think sometimes we do something that we think is right, known in our conscience that is wrong, and we still go through it, and that haunts you. That's gonna haunt you for the longest time in your career. That's gonna talk to you in your sleep, because you're saying to yourself, you know, this is not the person that I am, but I did it because of finance, because of money. Mm-hmm. But you did it dishonest to yourself. So you can't be true. You're true to the fact that you did it, and you did it because of the contract. Mm-hmm. But you can't live with your conscience. Your conscience won't let you live it. And this is what I think why Kovalev is coming out with more stuff to get himself clean and try to let his fans know that, you know, hey,
that wasn't me.
I made a mistake.
And you compromised your integrity.
Yeah.
So
I don't respect
that. That's what it is. Sergey Kovalev pretty much admitting to the fact that he threw the fight, that he took the fight for financial reasons, and that it was impossible to win. And he's basically saying also that, you know, Canelo was going to win it either way, either by hook or by crook. So there you have it. I'd love to hear from you guys in the comments. Yeah. In particular, you idiots who are trying to tell me that I was an idiot for saying that the fight was fixed or insinuating the fight was fixed. You were like, oh, well, no, they wouldn't fix a boxing match. They wouldn't do this. They wouldn't do that. I want to hear from you guys in the comments. So you leave your comments down below. take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just Kid from Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.